TV.
Hello and welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm your host, Julie Findlay. Today we're celebrating the incredible women shaping our community as we lead to International Women's Day. From business leaders and community champions to programs supporting women and gender diverse people. This year's theme is Give to Gain, and our guests show just how generosity, collaboration, and support can multiply impact in our communities. So first on the show is joining me, Jessica Oliver, owner of Must Boutique Westboro, where women leave feeling their best selves. For decades, she's helped women express confidence through personal style and the way to go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, I love the idea that you've spent time making sure women walk out their best selves. So how do you do that?
It starts with everyone's welcome and just the warmth. Where I have had experiences in the past going to places where maybe I didn't feel so welcome, and so that's colored how we have run our store. And so we're a little different because we bring in a lot of pieces, like unique pieces, small quantities, so the collection is constantly changing. So a lot of people like to come in weekly and come say hi, see what's new, so it's great.
I have to let viewers at home know I have gone in, and what I love most is you color coordinate it. So it must be fun when you see people walk in the store and go directly to the color that they like.
Yes, absolutely. It's meant to, because we have so many different pieces at once, we organize it by color, and yeah, you're naturally attracted to certain colors, yeah.
And so a lot of people, when they come in your store, everything is so beautiful, and you're right, the pieces are unique. So how do you work in trends and how to make people feel the best that they can be?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of debate right now about trends versus personal style. And I think there's a way to combine the two, because trends, now they're moving faster than they ever have with micro trends, social media. And so what we can do is we can take the things that interest us and add them to our personal style. And that's where it can be an inspiration. It can be fun and lighthearted. And for example, this season there'll be a lot of polka dots and gingham. So if you like that, you can just sort of add it to your closet.
Okay, I love the idea of adding it. It just doesn't have to be your closet.
Exactly.
And you brought in some beautiful pieces today. So what made you decide this collection?
So this is part of our early spring collection, and I'm actually going to move to this side because I think that this is one of the favorites, and these are cotton blazers, and they're stretch cotton that we bring in with a matching jogger, and these people love for travel.
Okay, I love it. I actually was just thinking, because we try not to talk about COVID and the joggers, so I thought maybe you're like, this is our new business outfit, but I love it for traveling too.
It's for travel,
yeah. And the material looks great, like it can travel well.
Yes, exactly. So what happened was, like, we were all wearing the airport pants, the wide leg pants, and then we realized when we go to a public washroom, our pants are touching the floor. So this is where this comes in.
Nice.
It's a little more fitted and makes a little more sense when you're like out and about and going this place and that place. So yeah, so this is one of the pieces we bring in a lot. We bring in really lightweight sweaters. And
that is
just like really, like, we start with very simple pieces so that you can build out your collection for the season.
And it's simple, and it's sort of like standard, not the word's not standard, but it's ones that you can use for various outfits.
Yeah, and also keeping in mind classic style dressing. We do carry a lot of pieces that are more classic styles, and then we bring in some unique stuff to like spice it up a little.
Okay.
I was talking about polka dots, so like, you know, just fun little pieces that you can add to wear with your jeans or whatever. The slip skirt has become a wardrobe staple, right?
And how would you dress that? If that's your staple, what are a few ideas of how you'd add to that?
So look, a blouse would be really pretty with this, but I think like a big slouchy sweater and then the skirt coming out from underneath can look really pretty. And of course you could dress it up with a blazer or something like that. But
nice.
These are, the slip skirt started off as a trend.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how long it was gonna last, and now it's like, It's
love
just
it.
one of those pieces that you can dress up and down so easily.
Yeah.
A little rocker shirt with a knot and then that slip skirt coming out.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at this one. This is lovely. So how would you wear this?
So sheers have been really important for at least a year, maybe 2. So this is great because you can layer it. So it looks super feminine because it's a light sheer fabric, a little cami underneath or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you can open it up and wear it as like a duster.
Oh, nice. Nice, great ideas. Okay, you have a few more pieces, but before, walk around. I'd love to see them.
Yeah.
But I was also going to mention to everyone on camera that are at home that 44% of Westboro owners are women, which is fantastic. And you have collaboration and connection. Can you tell us a bit how you stay in the know with all that's going on?
I feel so lucky. A lot of the other female business owners in Westboro have been just really welcoming. I came in a bit of a stranger, so I'm more of an East End downtown person when I first started here. And I just felt really welcome. And so we've collaborated. We've had events that we've hosted together where we have sip and shops. We share each other's posts and just like to work together.
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
It's just really empowering.
And we have your social media so everybody can be part of that conversation. We have about a minute and a half left. I just want to see a last bit of your collection. I love it.
So, like a lot of people ask about denim trends, and they're all over the map. So I just want to say that you can wear what suits you. Like right now, you can wear a cigarette cut, so just a straight cut, which is a very classic Parisian kind of style, or you can go with a really wide leg, and it's all okay, which is what I love about fashion right now is I feel like you can really dress for yourself.
Just for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that left, with everything you've said in fashion, what would you let people, what are a few key tips you give people when they're looking for their fashion?
It's about how you feel. It's about how you, that really is what it comes down to. We look at fit, we look at finding, okay, you've tried the sweater, you're not sure, let me go get another one so we can compare. And, you know, so that's how we like to do things. And how you feel ultimately is the most important thing.
I think that's great. I think that's a great thing for everybody at home. It's how you feel. And luckily, Jessica and her team will make sure you feel your best self when you walk out of the store. Stay tuned. We've got lots going on around the city and beyond.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
They say life is measured in moments, but really, it's measured in beats. Every beat is a promise, a rhythm that carries us forward, even when the world feels uncertain. In medicine, we chase those beats. We mend them, we protect them, we fight for them. For 50 years, these halls have been home to pioneers. Visionaries who shaped the very heart of cardiovascular medicine. But it's not just the breakthroughs, it's the people. The everyday heroes who make every beat matter. We've learned that a heart is more than muscle and blood. It's memory, it's courage, it's connection. Our heart lives on in those we serve. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. This is our story. 50 years of heart. And we're just getting started.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. Joining me are two remarkable leaders, Mayor Karina Smith-Gatke of Leeds and Thousand Islands, and Mayor Nancy Peckford of North Grenville. They will be sharing the stage for the annual kindness event for International Women's Day. That's celebrating collaboration, community, and bold Canadian businesswomen who lift each other up. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is the first time that three mayors will be on the stage sharing their experiences, and three amazing women. I'm very excited.
We're excited as well.
Yeah. So first, what is happening in each of your areas? Let's start with you, because you've got a lot of collaboration happening.
Yeah, for sure. So we were so excited to do this event, particularly as mayors of smaller communities outside the city of Ottawa, because there's such fantastic female leadership, especially at the business and entrepreneurial level happening right here. You'll see these lovely products that are coming from local business women, Kentfield Flower Shop, Pickle and Myrrh in Merrickville. And we're really committed to really highlighting and amplifying the voices of these incredible women who are starting small businesses, often in smaller communities, and really having to build alongside the community. And we're so happy to report that the community really embraces the fantastic entrepreneurial spirit of so many different women leaders really across the region, not just in my municipality, but also in Mayor Smith-Gatke's.
Yeah. You're feeling the same?
Absolutely. We really find that women band together and lift each other up. So tide rises all boats, and the women really focus on that. So they help each other build their businesses. And that kind of collaboration and connection is really important. And when they do that, it builds that community piece, and people want to support not just one business, but all of them. So we, in Leeds and the Thousand Islands and the town of Gananoque, we work collaboratively with all the businesses through our Chamber of Commerce and the Visitor Center. And a lot of these women get together and do rural rambles and moonlit nights. And,
okay, rural rambles?
Yeah.
Just tell me a bit about that.
So rural rambles are basically like a car tour where you're going to all sorts of different businesses throughout a rural area. The shop and hop that happens in Lyndhurst and Sealy's Bay, goat walks, all sorts of really cool things that people have done to, since COVID, people really sort of pivoted and found ways to get people outside and get people together. And we have some really remarkable female leaders and businesses.
And I was going to say, it's not far out of town. Like, you guys came in, no problem.
We're an hour and a bit away.
Exactly.
Come and visit us. We'll
and
be
it's a
happy
nice
to
stop
have you.
when you're getting off that 401.
That's
definitely.
Absolutely.
And I was going to say, with the business leaders, and you're saying back to community, you must feel like the community needs are met also by your business leaders. Everybody bands together to help with that.
Yeah, it's a really good point, because in a smaller community, sometimes you don't necessarily have access to all of the amenities and choices that you might have in a larger city, but people are so happy to stay local, be local, support local. You know, small businesses employ, the vast majority of people in any particular community. So not only do we see the benefits as consumers, but we see them as a community, because young people are working in these stores. One of my daughters works in a local grocery store that is so committed to giving back and being part, I think, of a greater movement of individuals that really want, to amplify and enrich their lived experience where they spend most of their time. I would also say, speaking to Mayor Smith-Gatke's perspective, we have a lot of destination businesses where you can come out of the city and really, take a few hours and really enjoy yourself yourself and take a breath and take a step back from the hustle and bustle. And that's always a nice feature, I think, of leaving some of the hustle and bustle of bigger cities.
Well, and I'm not throwing our city under the bus, but sometimes it takes 45 minutes just to get downtown, so we might as well head the other way.
And I come into Ottawa to do shopping as well, so it works both ways.
Yeah.
And I think that Leeds and Grenville, I'm also the warden of the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville, and we work really hard to support the elevation of small business. We have Starter Company Plus, but something that Mayor Peckford said, we punch above our weight in Leeds and Grenville for small business in perspective to the province, and 96%, I believe, of our businesses are considered small business in Leeds and Grenville, and those are the major employers for our communities. So we do everything we can to support them and lift them up.
Yeah, and you, I can see the passion. You are both women, you're loving your position, but how much is it to work with all of, well, let's just be specific, with the women business owners? Like, do you feel like the camaraderie and the connection is...
I know for me, they don't feel intimidated to reach out. And if they need something, they're genuine and they say, this is what we need. How can we work together to get there? And I would say that both Nancy, myself, and Mayor Jones, who's another female mayor in Leeds and Grenville, we all work pretty hard to support those community businesses, women or otherwise owned. But the women are the ones that tend to work together and really elevate each other.
Yeah, and just ask what they need, which is fantastic.
I think it's all about really solidarity, and I think when you're living in the community and you're serving in the community as we are as mayors, we want to make sure that we're seeing the experiences of these business women through their eyes, and I think it's easy to do that when you have to forge so many relationships anyway. I'm a mom of 3 kids. Karina's a mom of 2 kids. We have the same needs as everyone else, so frequenting our local business community helps us to really understand where they're at, coming out of COVID, obviously really challenging at times. So we've kind of been alongside them for the journey, and I think to the extent possible, like, their success is our success and vice versa.
Yeah, and it will be a successful event on Friday, March 5th with the Kindness event. What are you looking forward to there?
I think I'm looking forward to meeting the other women that have chose to spend their money and spend the afternoon with us, because those are new people that we haven't necessarily had a chance to meet, but to listen to their stories and learn about their businesses and their challenges in their work, whether it be self-employment or otherwise, but just learn more and grow, because every opportunity we get to meet other strong, audacious women is a good day.
Yeah, it definitely is. And the same, anything you're looking forward to this year?
Yeah, well, I think, giving an opportunity for individuals like ourselves who are in leadership roles in a very particular capacity, of course, I think is a way to really infuse that conversation and perhaps really invite some of those women who are entrepreneurs to think about the political space.
Yes.
And perhaps running themselves one day, which is obviously...
I know. I need to have you back to talk more about that, for sure. They will be back because an election is coming, so they will be the best to hear from. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Catherine Clark.
I did it. I need it.
A hero gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
Unscripted, uninterrupted coverage of events by Canada's business leaders, visionaries, and social figures. Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. Well, joining me is Catherine Clark. She is many things, including broadcaster, communications leader, and the co-founder of The Honest Talk. It's one of the fastest growing forums for women in Canada. Through powerful conversations, national events, and coast-to-coast connection, she's creating spaces where women are seen, heard, and inspired. Thank you so much for joining me.
Are you kidding? I would do anything you asked me.
I know. I actually have to admit, I've been so honored to be Catherine's friends for many years, so I'm very excited that she could join me for at least 8 minutes. You'll be very happy by the end, too. It really is the fastest forum, The Honest Talk. Like, in your field of communications and just being around people, how did this turn into your next step?
It was completely by accident. So my co-founder, Jen Stewart, and I met up for coffee and talked a few things through and came up with a great idea for a live event series. And then we were in Toronto and having a couple glasses of wine.
Always a good idea.
Always the best start of any business.
Yep.
And one thing led to another. We decided to really take the plunge on the live event series. This was December of 2019. And then 2020 hit.
I know.
And we knew that obviously a live event series wasn't going to work. So we transitioned to a podcast because the whole idea behind The Honest Talk was Jen and I were constantly approached by women who were all expressing in silos different challenges that we were facing. And we thought if we could create a platform where women could actually share those experiences and learn from others, that they would know they weren't alone and that there would be a sense of community that would empower women. Anyways, podcast became media site, became live event series. Here we are.
And we're back. COVID's done, and it's sell out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So should we give viewers at home an idea of how we stay in the know and know when to sign up for that event on time?
Yes. So we have a terrific newsletter, and you can sign up at thehonesttalk.ca. And our newsletter subscribers get advance notice of the fact that tickets are going on sale for our various events. But our Women's Summit, which we hold annually in Ottawa, is for about 400 women who come from across the country. Mm-hmm. We're really gratified that it sold out in 2 days. But we're also planning ahead for 27 and thinking about ways that we can include as many women as possible, because there's clearly a need and an interest in the kind of community that it offers.
Yeah, well, and you do have other things that you are offering. We're literally going east, like coast to coast. So what are those opportunities women could take advantage of?
Well, if women would like to travel to Calgary, we have an event for International Women's
Calgary.
Day. We're going to be in St. John's, hopefully in the spring. We're going to be launching a major speaker series as well. We're looking at taking Summit on the road too. We have a women's retreat. Last year it was at Emerald Lake Lodge in BC. This year it will be at Spa Eastman in the Eastern Townships. And then the media site that we have is there all the time, and it features stories written by women for women, with the whole goal of just ensuring that women can lead healthier, happier lives.
Yeah, that's two things I want to get to, but for sure, with the retreat, what's it like to bring that many busy women, leaders, community builders, to a retreat where they kind of drop it all? There must be some amazing things that come out of that.
That's such a lovely question, because in fact, what happened was that the women arrived not knowing each other, and within about an hour in a good glass of champagne, they were like old friends. And what we really noticed was that the talking, the informal conversations was almost as empowering for them as the sessions that were led by professionals, and the time in nature. My gosh, just the walks and the conversations and relationships that were built, women really left with their cups filled, which is not, I don't know that Jen and I really knew what to expect out of our first retreat, and we were so impressed and so gratified that these women took something away that allowed them to feel empowered in their lives when they went back to their everyday life.
And I think that's what I even love about this hour. It's just this idea of that we're really better together. When you're together, great things happen. And so this podcast, which is fantastic, you have everyday women, you have powerful leaders. Like, what's sort of the common thread that you're hearing through all those conversations?
The common thread is that we deliberately ask our guests about the challenges that they've faced, as well as the opportunities that they've embraced. Because I think it's really important for women to know that there are no failures, There are just learning experiences in our lives, things that we take that may not have gone the way we wanted, and we build on them. And that it happens to every single woman. Every woman goes through tough times. Every woman goes through great times. Better to share the experience instead of existing with this sense that we're the only one who's been through it, or we're the only one who hasn't succeeded. Because that's how we all grow, and that's how we find a sense of purpose and a sense that we can overcome any obstacle. Women, we ruminate on things. We worry so much about things. When we share the load and share the burden and have other women reinforce that we're on a good path for us, it's really empowering.
It is, and it's so great to share that. And you're such a great host to chat with, because you're just honest exactly about what you're saying, so it allows people to really open up. Where do you see the honest talk going? Like, it's just, can you stay ahead of it, or it's just...
Yeah, the great thing about Jen and my relationship is that we never say, okay, that's it. We say, okay, what's next? And we, I think, drive our little tiny team absolutely bananas, because every day we have a new idea. But we have big plans, and we are growing nationally. We have other projects that we're exploring as well. And the end goal, though, is that we really do want to create this authentic community for women to ensure that they have access to the best information and the most interesting stories and the most empowering speakers possible.
And you make it like everyone is a friend across the nation. That's what's so lovely. And so everyone will come to Ottawa for this event, but there's so many more that are going to happen. What would you say to viewers right now of how to get engaged with International Women's Day? Oh my goodness, there are so many wonderful events happening in all of our communities for International Women's Day. I would certainly obviously encourage people to check out our website at thehonesttalk.ca, but also just go see what's available in your community and jump in. Thank you. Your show's featuring wonderful people, so those are great options. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you for your time. Thanks everyone for joining this whole hour. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with a councillor from Somerset Ward.
They say life is measured in moments, but really, it's measured in beats. Every beat is a promise, a rhythm that carries us forward, even when the world feels uncertain. In medicine, we chase those beats. We mend them, we protect them, we fight for them. For 50 years, these halls have been home to pioneers. Visionaries who shaped the very heart of cardiovascular medicine. But it's not just the breakthroughs, it's the people. The everyday heroes who make every beat matter. We've learned that a heart is more than muscle and blood. It's memory, it's courage, it's connection. Our heart lives on in those we serve. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. This is our story. 50 years of heart. And we're just getting started.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Hey, I'm Dave, and I absolutely love to camp. Why do we do this? Why do we go out here? With the bugs, the bears, skunks chasing you, poison ivy, ticks, you name it. Why do we do it? Because we love it. I love it. I wanted to take my passion for filming and the outdoors and combine them, and that's why I'm here. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. I am loving this hour, and joining me right now is Councillor Ariel Troster from Somerset Ward and Ottawa's Council Liaison for Women, Gender Equity and 2SLGBTQ plus affairs. Ariel, she creates opportunities for women. She's going to share insights on leadership, inclusion, and the City and International Women's Day breakfast. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. You have a busy job, so I really appreciate you coming in and spending the next 8 minutes with me.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot for women in our community. Where are we? Where do we need to go? How do we all get engaged?
Well, the number one issue, of course, I hear about in my ward, because I represent a downtown community where homelessness is very visible, is that we just need more affordable housing for women of all economic backgrounds, but especially for people who might be a single parent, might be a newcomer. And I was at a breakfast the other morning to support Harmony House, which is a shelter for intimate partner violence survivors. And increasingly, they're saying a lot of women are choosing to stay in dangerous situations if they don't think they'll have a place to go on the private housing market. So I can't think of an issue more important than housing when it comes to protecting women in our city.
Do you find what we need to do for that is more people being engaged and being in the know of what we need to do to make that happen?
Well, we definitely need more advocacy. The city has done incredible work in the last couple of years. We opened up a new transitional housing facility for newcomers, and 2 of the floors are for women and 1 is for men, so that's increased shelter capacity for women, of course. But there's still... we have 300% capacity right now in our family shelter system, which involves a lot of women. Just this week, our city's finance committee voted to purchase a hotel in my ward at the corner of Gladstone and O'Connor as family housing, which is also very exciting. But, nobody wants to live in a shelter. All of those transitions are really hard for people, and until we have enough affordable and accessible and safe housing for women, we're going to continue to see these challenges. And we want people to be engaged. I mean, right now the city is paying much more than our fair share when it comes to building and operating that kind of housing, and we need support from other levels of government to make sure every woman has a home. Yeah, so people can follow your conversation, because you are a huge advocate, and I love watching what you're doing, but I know that there's a lot of people who want to know how to get engaged, so that's one way to do it. Councillors counsel a lot of women, but what can we do more of? Yeah, I mean, we have a municipal election that's coming up in the fall. First of all, if you know women in your community that are considering putting their name forward or working on a campaign, please encourage them. It was pretty remarkable the last term because there were 11 new councillors. Right now, we don't quite have gender parity on council, but it's pretty close. We have the highest proportion of women we've ever had. We just need to see better representation across the board. It doesn't automatically mean that things are going to change overnight. But having more women making decisions and engaging the community is really important.
Yeah, and in your community, what good things have you been seeing happening? There's so many amazing initiatives that are happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many women who lead incredible organizations. I know that you're about to speak to Anne-Marie Hopkins from Cornerstone Housing. There's Belong Ottawa. We have women executive directors at 2 of our community health centers, Somerset West and Centertown. And they're doing just such incredible work supporting people in the community. I am inspired by their leadership every day. And they're really pushing for system change. I also think of Katie Burkholder-Harris, who's the executive director of the Alliance to End Homelessness. Frankly, women in our city are leading some of the toughest struggles when it comes to solving these problems, and I find it inspiring every single day.
Yeah, I know, and I know you do a lot of work and make sure all things happen for them. But what are some of the things that you're hearing from them? I know we're talking about housing and homelessness for sure, but what other things are there some good stories that are getting people together to help curb that problem? I know High Jinks has always been a bit involved. There's been other community
Yeah, the women from IJINX also do really incredible work. I think Katie and the Alliance have really been leading the charge, doing incredible work on shelter diversion, so helping to prevent people and also women from entering the shelter system at all. We have a very strong network of women's organizations that are working, immigrant service organizations. The YMCA is doing really amazing work. And getting to hear last year from a woman who came here fleeing violence from another country, was able to find service and support and housing at the Y, and is now housed and, involved in the community is really fantastic. I've also been involved in refugee sponsorship for more than 10 years, and just to see what happens when you give people the right kind of support, how excited they are to contribute to our city, and, just to see someone go from, in some cases, people were sleeping on the floor of community centers, and now that we've been able to purchase and build and renovate more and better transitional housing and shelter options, and to see them then moving on and living independently in the community, to me, that's the most satisfying thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of people right now at home are saying, okay, I want to get involved. How do I do that? How do they do that? In your ward or any of the ward where they are?
Yeah, I mean, certainly you can follow me on any of my social media feeds. I'm constantly posting about organizations that are looking for help. The Alliance to End Homelessness does incredible advocacy, and any of the organizations I mentioned, they're always looking for board members and volunteers.
Yeah.
So the Somerset West Community Health Center, the Centertown Community Health Center, Center 507, Belong Ottawa, they're all doing really, really important work, and it's a good combination of service, of helping people, and also advocacy across the city.
Yeah, we've got a lot of strong voices in this city. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, how are you celebrating International Women's Day?
Yeah, well, we're starting very early
Yes.
at City Hall with a breakfast that I'm co-hosting with Mayor Mark Sutcliffe.
And you've done that for a couple of years.
Yeah, ever since I've taken on the liaison role. It's always so much fun. We've had so many great speakers, but I'm particularly excited about the speaker tomorrow. Former Supreme Court Justice Rosalia Bella, who was the first Jewish Supreme Court judge. She was actually the first woman ever to be appointed as a judge when she was pregnant. She's been a real groundbreaker in terms of human rights for women. My mom was a lawyer, so growing up we kind of watched the courts. I'm a bit of a nerd that way, so I'm very excited to hear her conversation with the mayor, and also to see all the women leaders from across the city who typically come to this breakfast.
And you got to pick out a few of them?
Yeah, I got to invite a lot of really important women who do great work in my community in particular.
Oh, absolutely. I know you are really top of the charts in your community. Everybody knows what you're up to, which is fantastic. And I feel like it spreads all through all of our communities. If you could say one thing to women on International Women's Day, what it would be?
I would say I hope you get a break, because we all work hard. We all do the double or triple shift. I hope you just get a moment, whether it's having a coffee, having a nap, reading a book, or watching a show, or spending time with your family. I hope you get a break.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Councillor. Thank you, everybody. We will be right back. Thanks for tuning into this 1 hour dedicated to International Women's Day.
In a virtual meeting on Monday, the Algonquin College Board of Directors agreed to cut 30 programs from their curriculum as the school tries to navigate the provincial funding changes and the financial pressures. Among the most significant programs being cut are journalism, horticulture, and music industry arts. The students currently enrolled will be allowed to graduate, but new students will not be allowed to enroll in programs slated to be eliminated. Last week, college president Claude Brûlé said the college must proceed with financial mitigation efforts despite receiving a new funding from the Ontario government. Students and faculty were left confused by the last-minute virtual meeting and want clear answers.
I was honestly low-key shocked. I did not know. I find it kind of unfair because we're literally halfway through the semester, and I don't know, I felt like it was just a bit unfair that they would just do this, drop a bomb like this. I wish they kind of did it when everyone was on break.
It's a bigger issue than it's kind of made out to be. 30 programs are getting cut, and that's a lot, especially for a college of this size.
MPP Chandra Pasma has been an outspoken critic of the Ford government's handling of Ontario's post-secondary education budget.
But it was really clear last night from the Board of Governors meeting that this is happening because there's a structural deficit in provincial funding. And so I'm extremely disappointed that the province isn't stepping up with funding that would stabilize our colleges and universities and mean that we can offer the programs that provide employers with the skilled work that they need and students with career choices.
While this is the latest round of cuts, it's not the first. Last year, Algonquin cut 37 academic programs and closed its campus in Perth, Ontario due to a major financial deficit. Whether this latest round of cuts has the intended effect will be seen in the coming months, depending on the evolving economic climate. Reporting at Algonquin College, I'm Rowan McCarthy for Rogers TV Community News.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. I'm your host, Julie Findlay. We have a full hour dedicated to women leading up to International Women's Day. So joining me is Anne-Marie Hopkins, Executive Director of Cornerstone Housing for Women, which supports over 300 women and gender diverse people every day. Anne-Marie is leading initiatives like Heart for Her campaign and and also special International Women's Day events to bring women celebration, warmth, and community to those who need it most. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're getting quite busy with International Women's Day, but I did love the new initiative that you're bringing to the community, which is Heat for Her campaign. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's a fundraising campaign. It's small, and it's really to bring awareness to women and women's issues. And so really what we're doing is making shoulder heating bags, the ones you put in the microwave and put them around your shoulders. So
These
we have
are great.
The shoulder variation, and we're also making uterus-shaped ones.
Yeah, so tell me about the uterus-shaped ones.
Yeah, so the campaign, it surrounds International Women's Day, and so we really wanted to do something fun, and so we picked using a uterus pattern to go along with
You can hold it up,
with
they'll
the
get
campaign.
that, yeah. Perfectly done.
And so you can warm it up in the microwave and use it for any kind of muscle cramp. You don't need to have a uterus to use it. But sort of that's where it came from, was really, and we wanted to attach some interesting uterus facts to it and some different stats about women and gender diverse people to help sort of tie in that awareness piece to it.
And so what are some of those stats that you'd love viewers to know?
Yeah, so I think some really important things that we want to highlight around International Women's Day, some of the gender-based violence information. So for example, at Cornerstone's shelter, where we have 165 beds, about 20% of the people who stay there are with us because they were fleeing a gender-based violence or domestic violence situation. So 20%, but 90% of the people who stay at that shelter out of 165 have experienced gender-based violence in their lives. So I think that really speaks to how common gender-based violence can be, intimate partner violence. And so that's one area that we really want people to understand how common it is and how many women and gender diverse folks aren't always comfortable talking about it. So,
yeah, and you do provide that opportunity for them to not only have a place to go, but to have a conversation. And you offer that on your website to anyone if they need your services, long-term or short-term, which is fantastic. And what other services do you offer?
Yeah, so we have our shelter, and then we also have 4 supportive housing units of different sizes across the city. And so those are really for folks who, getting independent housing may not be an option. Maybe they need to be in a building with us where there's 24-hour support and care from staff. So some of the common challenges that our residents are dealing with are, complex mental health, complex substance use, complex health, all of these things that at times can be really difficult to manage on their own. And so we would rather those folks be with us, where we have staff, we have case management, we have different services coming in, because we want to make sure that we really understand all of the different needs that our residents have and bring in the right supports and services to help them thrive, succeed, whatever goals they want, whatever journey they want, that we're providing the resources for them to do that.
I love it. And what a great time to really turn it into International Women's Day and celebrate all of the women at Cornerstone Housing. And how are you doing at that this year?
Yeah, so International Women's Day is such a special day and special event for us. We support over 300 women and gender diverse people every day. We are also primarily a women staffed organization, women and gender diverse staff organization. And so there are multiple events, but just a few of them. So tomorrow there is a group of students from Carleton University who are coming to our shelter and having a tea party in the afternoon for the residents there. And one of the other events, which happens annually, is put on by many of the gender-based violence shelters, or the violence against women shelters. And it's an event at St. Joe's Women's Center. So they've got music, lunch, and it's a lot of just like activities in community, like surrounding women. And so looking forward to sort of jumping around to all of those tomorrow.
Yeah, and so for viewers at home, I know I thank you always for coming on to our show. How can they be part of the process and help out with Cornerstone Housing?
Yeah, so I think what we really want to tell people who are at home, who want to be helpful, who want to do things, and sometimes it can be like, what can I actually do? There's so many different things. Like, we're making these heating bags. This is a very small fundraiser for us.
And we can do that through the website? How do we engage?
You can purchase these through the website. But if you have a skill, or if you have something that you enjoy doing, getting together with your friends and creating things like this that you can sell to fundraise. We have so many...
That's such a lovely idea.
Yeah. We have so many volunteer opportunities, whether it's coming to events and helping us run events, whether it's working one-on-one with some of our residents who, are lonely and isolated. There are so many things that people can do to get involved. We have an amazing volunteer coordinator, Rosemary, and you reach out to her and she will find something for you to help out with. So many ways to get involved.
Yeah, thank you, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie Hopkins, Executive Director of Cornerstone Housing for Women. We're celebrating women, especially the women who need it most at times, and all of us together. And if you do want to engage, it's all there for you. Stay up next. We are going to talk about Women Business Network and the Businesswoman of the Year.
So the month of March is the month of La Francophonie. And my organization, the Dialogue Network, we organize for the whole month of March, les rendezvous de la francophonie. So it is an invitation to come celebrate and learn about francophone culture across Canada. Our website, rvf.ca, is available in French and in English, so people can go. There's contests where you can learn about French culture and win plane tickets and books and other great prizes. We also have activities for schools, and we also have a calendar of events of everything that's happening in the month of March that's in French, that is open to French speakers, but also people who are learning French as a second language, who are curious about French, about parents, maybe whose kids are in French schools or French immersion schools, and they want to connect a little bit more with what their children are learning at schools. So there's all kinds of ways for people to participate and activate themselves in Le Mois de la Francophonie. So yeah, come visit rvf.ca. That's the Rendezvous de la Francophonie website. That's where you can find all the information for contests, for the calendar of events that are happening in person in your community, and activate your francophonie this month of March with us.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. Last but not least, are joining me right now, Karen Wilson, business and marketing strategist and president of the Women's Business Network, and Caitlin Spearing, co-chair of Businesswoman of the Year Awards. Yes, they're here to celebrate the amazing women shaping our community and how nominations for the Best Woman of the Year, Businesswoman of the Year, is open for this year, 2026. Welcome.
They are. We're back again, another year.
How did the year pass already?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Okay, I know. Everyone at home, thank you for supporting me. I had the opportunity of being nominated as Businesswoman of the Year and Community Impact, so I was very excited to bring them on, not only because it is International Women's Day, but because it's such an important thing to recognize. Look at the amazing women we had on today.
Exactly.
Yeah, so nominations are open, and what does that look like?
So nominations are open, so that means anybody can nominate a very well-deserving woman in business who lives in Ottawa in any of our 5 categories. So it goes from younger entrepreneur who's young in their business, new in their business, all the way up to lifetime achievement. So definitely a wide range and tons of opportunity to nominate and show a little extra love to the really important and amazing woman in your life.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's been going since 1983. I look at you because Caitlin's like a 2000 baby. So we'll just talk about the old days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the Women's Business Network was formed in 1981, and in 1983 we had our very first Business Achievement Awards, they were called at the time, and it became an annual tradition from there, and we started out with a single category, eventually expanded to 3, then 4, and now we have 5 categories that we recognize women across the community in. And as Caitlin was mentioning, it includes entrepreneurs. We have women who are in enterprise organizations, and we've added recently, as you mentioned, our community impact category and lifetime achievement to recognize those women who have been doing outstanding work for a lifetime, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Over 90 people.
90.
Over 90 recipients.
90 recipients.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, it's been around for a while, really creating this kind of longer lasting legacy of women who are here to be celebrated and look at their achievements and learn from them and be inspired by them.
Yeah, so, I have to say, and you're saying this, it's true. If you are nominated, it does have you reflect, but it also has a person who's nominating you thinking about the amazing things you've done. So I'd love to, who is the person that can nominate?
Yes, that's a good question. So I have been heavy on the nomination trail, I guess. I won't lie, I always spend my year kind of looking at my network, seeing who's being mentioned in the Ottawa area and writing their names secretly down, so what nominations do open. But I always say, in my kind of personal rule of thumb is, when I'm looking at someone and think, who should I nominate, is, am I finding them inspiring? Am I finding something they're saying is really resonating with me? Are they making an impact in my life or the communities? And kind of going from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you made your nomination?
I've made a few different ones. I won't say right now, though.
Okay, I know. I'm always trying to get the secrets. You're right. It started off as one nomination and now, or one award, and now it's five. Which is great because there are a million lovely women entrepreneurs in our community. What have you seen with that? You've met lots of different women along the way?
I think one of my favorite, there's two things that have happened that are kind of my favorite, because I've been going to the BYA Gala since 2015 and being part of the WBN leadership since that time as well. I have seen some really fun things come out of these awards. It's one of my favorite events of the year. And, you know, in a year where I was the chair of the gala committee, we had two friends who were nominated and became finalists in the same category. And when the second friend was announced, she ran up to the stage yelling, "That's my friend, that's my friend." And it's a beautiful thing to see the support and the camaraderie between the different finalists in a category, because it really isn't a competition. Once you're a finalist, you've won. I mean, the recipients, they get that slight little bit of extra recognition, but it's such a beautiful program because it really is about all of the women that we're recognizing. And the second thing that happened that year is Caitlin was on our committee.
I did.
And at the time, she was still in university.
Yeah, so
watching all of these amazing women, and it was her first time getting exposed to the BYAs, and she started her own business.
Yeah. We talk about this all the time, funny enough, because that's where we met. So you were actually leading the gala that year, and I came along fresh into my full-time career. I was, funny enough, still in school at the same time too, and I was like, how can I help? What is this about? What's going on here? And I immediately bought into what the BYAs was about. And I was like, okay, this is fun. I think I could help run this gala. And then I got hooked, and now it's my fourth gala this year.
And we talk about the gala, and we'll go back to like the camaraderie and the connections it makes. But the Women's Business Network is just an impact on its own. Like anyone can be part of it. Yep. And you offer, and I love this, you offer the early morning option of for the people who are awake there. But just tell us a little bit about what you offer to the community.
Oh my goodness, I'm definitely never awake for the morning breakfasts, so I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, the breakfast is probably one of our most popular events. It goes back really to the early days of the WBN when, less than 20 women would get together and they would talk about their needs, and so that's a long-held tradition. But we also have our wind down at the end of the day, where
Caitlin's nodding. Yes, that's the one.
And enjoy networking and connection after work.
Yeah.
And we also have monthly lunch and learns, which is a deeper dive on different topics that come up that are relevant for women in business.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the best parts of our network is the network.
Truly. The generational network, which is the best part about it.
Yeah, I have to say I'm super excited that I was invited, having been nominated, and now invited to be part of that organization and the network, because Ottawa is the biggest small city, but there's still people that you do not know.
110%.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give the floor to one of you to give us the details one last time to make sure people do not miss that opportunity to nominate.
Alrighty, I'll start the spiel and you can finish it.
Sounds good.
So nominations are open for the 43rd Businesswoman of the Year Awards. Right now, all the way until April 10th.
Yep.
And we have our kickoff event happening in June. So right now is the best time to be nominating.
Okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're a member of the WBN.
Yep.
You can nominate someone, and it does not matter if your nominee is a member of the WBN. We want to recognize all women in the community.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much. There are a million, and we do know that in Ottawa, great women to choose from. So make that nomination. And thank you, everybody, for joining me on Ottawa in the Know. Take care.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
So today we're starting our Rideau River Flood Control Program. So this program has been around since the late 1890s. So very historical program in this area of the city. Its main goal is to remove the ice from the Rideau River from Rideau Falls all the way back to Billings Bridge. This is a very important program for this whole neighborhood all along the Rideau River.
This is very unique to Ottawa. You don't see this in any other jurisdiction in the country. So it's interesting, it's fun, it's safe, but it also provides a main service of making sure we don't have any flood situations by actually dealing with it in advance and not after the fact.
And the whole goal of this program is to remove the ice from the river so we do not have any ice jams, which would lead to flooding of over 900 homes through this corridor. And our whole goal is to get rid of the ice before we get full on into the spring freshet, where we see those high water flows. So there will be, depending on the season, some localized flooding, but it'll be due to the natural flow and melt of the river. There's no risk